make this meeting. Okay. So for everybody online, so you know, my name is Cameron. I'm, I'm muting everybody. You can unmute. You can unmute your mics if you need to speak. Um, my name is Cameron Say. So I'm the executive director of Lead IT, and you can go to the website leaditjobs.org, leaditjobs.org, and get further information about what we do. We essentially try to place people in IT jobs. Okay. I'm formerly with A&T State University. I'm no longer with the university, but I may be going back in January. We'll see how that happens. We'll see what happens with that. Excuse me, let me get some water. But this call is specifically about some jobs at BB&T. They're trying to put right around 100 people in IT jobs between the next 12 to 18 months, starting in August. And I'm going to keep the conversation focused. So we're going to focus on the jobs in August. Their plan is to start with 8 hires in August and have 8 hires every year until they get their entire complement of IT folks on board in the next year and a half. Okay. Now, these jobs in August, I just had a conversation with BB&T about this last week. These jobs in August are going to be mostly Windows Server admin jobs, right? Windows, whatever the latest version is. I haven't played with Windows in a while. I'm a mainframe and Linux guy, but these jobs are going to be Windows admin jobs, server administration. Now, going forward, the jobs will be Linux, Unix, AIX. If you don't know what AIX is, look it up. Networking, DBAs, VMware, et cetera, et cetera. It's on the website. Okay. If you want to apply for one of these jobs, now these jobs do not require you to have a college degree. Right? They're not looking for folks that have. These are all entry-level positions. All entry-level positions. They're not looking for folks that have a lot of experience, but they are looking for people that can fit into the BB&T culture. We'll talk about that a little bit shortly. And have some basic tech skills, right? So you know what a server is. You know, maybe you can write a little code, just basic IT skills. These are career jobs, and they're not apprenticeships. So BB&T, for these jobs, BB&T is not going to use the apprenticeship model. Now, that doesn't impact you at all, other than the fact that you're going to make more money coming in the door. So I would imagine these jobs pay between 65 and 75K a year. They've not mentioned discuss salary with me, but I pretty much know what BB&T pays. So they're pretty good jobs, and they have their job with a lot of upside. There's a lot of potential. In addition, I was contacted by IBM last week. So IBM is going to submit a proposal for a $12 million grant to finance apprenticeship programs. And what that means for you is that you'll be able to receive free training, et cetera, et cetera. Most of it's going to go on the company side, that will pay for companies to onboard people, et cetera, et cetera. But for you, the only impact to you is that you're going to come in the door making more money. You will start these jobs with full benefits. They're full-time permanent positions. In terms of relocation, those of you that aren't in North Carolina, these jobs are all going to be in the Raleigh, Wilson, Zebulon area. Okay, in and around the data center. For those of you that aren't in North Carolina, relocation will be on a case-by-case basis. So they're not committing to relocation for all of these positions, but they've not eliminated either. So yeah, they didn't say that relocation is not going to be paid, but they did not say it was. It's going to be case by case. Depends on how badly they want you and what a factor relocation is going to be for you to come to the company. Oh yeah, so let's get this out of the way. Oh, am I recording this? Yeah, I'm recording it. Somebody called me and asked me, they said they had a DUI on their record, and would that DUI eliminate them from consideration? I asked BB&T. BB&T said it's going to be case by case. So now, felonies are pretty much going to invalidate you for any jobs in the banking or insurance industry. Let me know if you have a felony. We may be able to work around it. We may not be able to. But if you don't let me know about it and it comes up later, then that's the last time we do any business together at all. I delete you from the database because we don't have time to play. My value add to the companies is that I save them time and money and increase their retention rate, right? For people that they hire to stay with the company. So that's how I add value to this process. And if you in any way impede that process, then I really don't need you, right? Let me pause here for any initial questions you may have, because I'm going to answer some of them later, but let me just see if anybody has any questions. And you'll have to unmute your mics manually.
Hey, Cameron.
Hey.
I got a question. When would the interview start again?
When would the what start, Edgar?
The interviews. Okay,
so they want to have the decisions made. Yeah, that's a good question. They want to have the decision made by the decisions, as many as possible, if not the whole 8, at least some of the decisions made by the second week in August. Because the hiring manager for this area, this is a Windows manager, right? She manages a huge chunk of the Windows infrastructure. She's going on vacation the 13th of August. So they want to have as many of them made by then as possible. And I'm going to start forwarding them the resumes at the end of this week. The process for having these jobs is you send me your latest resume at cwseay@gmail.com. Send me your latest resume. You let me know that you want to apply for these jobs at BB&T, and then we'll have an interactive session like this to see if you're somebody that I'm comfortable forwarding your name to, right? I'll look at your resume. See, how we interact, and then make a determination with my team as to whether or not we should move your resume forward. I will send you, BB&T owes me a fuller job description of the initial positions. So I don't have that. I do know there will be Windows Server administration jobs, but they are going to send me a full-blown job description. I will send that to the group, then you'll send me your resume if you want to apply, and we'll set up an initial interview. Any other questions? Okay, the website is easy to find, www.leaditjobs.org. Sign up so you get on the mailing list. Most of you are already on the mailing list. Let me look at my list to make sure I discuss everything, because I didn't intend for this to be a very long call, but I did want to give you an update. So that's pretty much all the information I had. This is an important update. I wanted to let you know these jobs are real. BB&T is very serious about bringing these people on board. They're trying to hire a lot of people. These are jobs that are in India now, and they're bringing them back to North Carolina or bringing them to North Carolina. Some of them have never been in North Carolina, but they're very serious about it. I've worked with BB&T for a long time, probably 12 years now, and they're very serious about bringing these people on board. And from what I hear, there's a good company. We have a couple of people working there now that we facilitated them hiring using the apprenticeship model. They are not going to be using the apprenticeship model for this. They may be using the apprenticeship model later, but for these jobs, you will start at full salary with full benefits. And you'll probably start sometime in August or September. So this is real. This is very real. If I were you, I would go online, and on the website, there are some suggestions as to how you can build your skill set in various areas. I would learn everything I could starting today about Windows Server, right? Starting with what is Active Directory. Now, many of you know what Active Directory is, some of you don't. If you don't know what Active Directory is, find out. And again, they're going to pay to train you, but the more you know, the better. Any other questions?
So, Dr. Say, this is Eddie.
Yeah, Ed.
So, I know we communicated some by email about some high school children. I shouldn't say children, but high schoolers, seniors. I knew here in the Charlotte area.
Yeah.
So, from what I understand, you're saying that BB&T is requiring no experience.
Nope.
For these positions.
Nope.
Okay. And also, since they're based in the Triangle area, do you know BB&T is going to help pay with the move possibly if one of these?
Now, they did for the gentleman that started in Linux, AIX, Unix, they paid his relocation, but they were very clear that from a budgetary standpoint, they weren't willing to commit to relocation for all of these jobs. But they said that it was going to be case by case.
Okay.
It's going to be case. And they're 12. So if you guys don't know, BB&T is a $12 billion a year company. They're not small potatoes. And one of the reasons they went away from the apprenticeship models, they just don't need the money, right? They don't need to save the money on the salaries. They need good people. They're a high-end bank. So my thinking is that if they want you, giving $4,000 to $6,000 for you to relocate is pennies to them. That's just my opinion. They didn't say this. I'm not putting words in their mouth, but it's case by case. But Ed, the high school people, now they probably should be out of high school, but please refer them to the website so they can get involved in this process, because I have meetings that aren't just related to jobs. It's about how to help them build their IT skills. And so those of you, a lot of you that I see on here, this is your first time on a Lead IT call. The IT industry is moving away from requiring people to have college degrees, because that's just not going to work for them for a couple of reasons. One of them is the colleges aren't teaching the students what they need to go to work in the IT industry. That's number one. Number two, you don't need a college degree for a lot of these jobs. You just need to be smart and motivated. That's it. So these are entry-level jobs. Now, of course, I see several of you on here who have IT experience. You're going to have an advantage. I'm not saying you're not going to have an advantage. This is not going to be a fair process, okay? But you are not eliminated because either one, you don't have a college degree, or number two, you don't have any IT experience. But life is not fair. If your mama told you life was fair, she was telling you a lie, right? My mama never told me life was fair. So at least you're in the game. And I like the fact that the IT industry understands that there are not enough people in IT programs to meet their needs. They've seen that. The numbers are clear. We need 500,000 IT people. We got 50,000 comp sci majors, less than 50,000. You do the math. Does that answer your question, Ed?
Yeah, that answered it. I couldn't get them to join the call tonight, but I'm trying to be a for them, and I'll get back to you offline about working with. But
Yeah.
that helped.
Yeah, absolutely. And for those of you who don't know, the person speaking, Ed, he was a former student of mine, very successful in the IT industry. Very proud of him. He's got a great career for himself. I mean, IT's been good to you, hasn't it, Ed?
Yeah, I can't complain. So great for me and my family. I'm pretty happy. Quality of life. So I like what I do.
Yeah, it's good work. It's good work. I'm very proud of several of you I see are former students of mine. I see Tiambe on there. So one of the things I want to stress to you guys, learn to write code. I will say that again very slowly so you hear me. Learn to write code. Now, does that mean that you're going to develop senior C++ skills or senior Java skills? No, it doesn't. It means you're going to understand how to at least use a scripting language. Perl, PHP, Swift, Rex, shell scripting, JavaScript. So go on W3 Schools. All this is on the website. Go to W3 Schools, get some skill, get some coding skill. And everybody's like, oh, I don't want to program. I don't want to program. Oh. It's not that you don't like programming. Programming is just logic. If you like to think, you like programming. You just think you've been led to believe that it's something that's too difficult for you to do. That's what it is. Because we do a horrible job of teaching programming in schools. But look, don't be ashamed. There's a very simple environment called Scratch. SCRATCH, Scratch. It was developed by MIT. It will teach you how to program. Now, it's for elementary school kids, but it will teach you how to program. Some of you have heard of it, right? Go to W3 Schools. Learn some programming skills. I'm sick of folks saying I can't program. I'm sick of it. It's too easy. It's just logic. That's all it is. It's just logic. This equals that. This does this. This equals this value, et cetera, et cetera. So learn how to write code. That is a start, because the industry has told me over and over again, if they can't write code, we don't want them. We don't want to talk to them. Because if they think coding is too difficult for them, then they ain't no way in the world they want to do what we're going to have them to do. Because they're going to want you to solve problems for them, right? That they don't know how to solve. That's what you're going to do in IT. You solve problems. What do you do every day, Ed? What do you do?
Well, like you said, in a nutshell, I solve problems, depending on kind of problems, but working with people and solving problems, pretty much.
Well, that's another good thing. Yeah. It is communication. People think programmers sit in front of computer screens all day. No, they don't. They spend more of their time talking to folks, trying to find out what the problem is. Once you identify the problem, solution usually manifests itself. Now, is there some complexity? Yes, but that complexity will grow over time. You start with simplicity and build complexity on top of that. I didn't intend for this to be a sermon. Folks who have taken classes with me, Tiambe said, not me. She's not afraid of programming. Yeah, Tiambe has been writing code for, I guess, 15 years now. People taking classes with me know that I believe in building complexity from simplicity. Nothing is too difficult if you break it down enough. My thing right now is machine learning. And, machine learning was something I'd studied in the 80s and went away from it for a while. So I've been basically an infrastructure guy for the last 20 so years. But going back to it, what machine learning is, and machine learning is the prevailing computing paradigm now. Like it's cloud, you think cloud computing? Well, now it's machine learning, right? Just training computers to do what we need them to do, how to figure stuff out. And they just break it down, just tell the computer how to solve this problem. That's all it is. But anyway, any other questions before we depart? my whole purpose for this call tonight was to just bring you up to speed on where we are at BB&T. These jobs are real. They pay real money. We're going to put people in these jobs starting in August. Are there any other questions?
Yeah. Well, would you reach out to us, or do we have to send our resume again?
No. If you're comfortable with the last resumes, so several of you on here that I see have sent me resumes. I have those. I have those resumes. And I will need you to say that you want to, so Edgar, I thank you. Edgar always asks the process questions and really need to be clear about process. So when BB&T sends me the full job description for these initial jobs, I will send those out to you. I am not going to forward your resume unless you let me know via email you want to apply for this job. But if you've already sent me your resume, just let me know. You already have my resume on file. Use the resume you have. If I don't have a resume from you, please send me one. Does that answer your question, Ed?
Yes, it does.
Yeah. Any other questions?
Hey, Cameron, this is Tiambi.
Hey, Tiambi.
Hey, so I just wanted to throw out, there's a new website that everybody's catching on to as far as coding. It's called HackerRank. The company that I work for, they're going to start asking questions from HackerRank.
Okay.
It's a free website.
Good information.
Coding challenges for, 90 days, and you complete the assignment, and they're actually incorporating them in the interview process.
Good information. Good information. Yeah, please send me the link for that, Tiambi. Appreciate it. And I've set up groups. I will send out and notice that there are groups for all functional areas like Windows Server, administration, networking, etc. Edgar's been trying to work with some folks, but you guys aren't active in the groups, and that's fine. I mean, look, we're busy. A lot of you guys have families. You have jobs. Some of you work 2 jobs, right? I understand that, but understand this is not going to come to you. Several of you I've seen on here. Like, for example, Ed, if you don't mind me sharing kind of my relationship with you. Ed came to me when he was a student at North Carolina Central. He said, I want to be a DBA. Now, I have never met a student that told me they wanted to do a DBA, and I told them what to do to become a DBA, and they did that did not become a DBA. I'll repeat. I have never had a student that came to me and said, Dr. Say, I want to be a DBA. I said, okay, if you want to be a DBA, this is what you have to do. And it's pretty simple steps. And I have never had a student that followed those steps that did not become a DBA. And Ed's fear was, he was like frantic when he was graduating. Ed, do you remember how frantic you were when you were getting ready to graduate and didn't have a job? You remember?
Oh, yeah, I definitely remember that.
And what was my response, if you remember?
In so many words, don't worry about it because you're doing A, B, and C, so it's going to equal D. Yep. Y'all, this is mathematics. It's not a Ouija board. This is mathematics. This is not luck. This is not the lottery. If you do A, B, C, and D, your probability is almost guaranteed. Now, there ain't no guarantees in this life. I ain't never going to guarantee anybody anything. But I'm going to say your probability of success is very, very high, right? And I see several of you on here. I would call you out, but I don't like to do that. That are doing everything right. And it always pays off. It's just a question of when and how. But if you take the right steps, I have never seen this process fail. Never. I've been doing this for 15 years, actually 16 years. And I have never seen people that follow certain steps that doesn't yield success. It's just a question of when and how. So that's why I want to encourage. That is how I want to encourage you. And you got to forgive me. I pulled a couple of all-nighters. I'm kind of groggy now, but I love doing this stuff. I mean, this ain't work to me. Not work to me. I'm not getting paid to be here. I'm trying to get rich doing this, but I'm not rich yet. But there's a lot of potential. I mean, BB&T buys this model. They buy it. They love it. This is worth literally millions of dollars to them because they need people.
And IT is a great field to be in. Those of you that are working in IT. Now, you may have, a crummy job in IT. There are crummy jobs in IT like there are crummy jobs everywhere. But if you get the right job in IT, like I see several of you on here that are really, really well positioned, and I've got a lot of students at some of the major corporations in the world that are in very nice shape now. They're making some really nice money. I'll tell you this is not these jobs, because I teach mainframe, that's what I teach. Not these jobs. These jobs pay between 65 and 75. I'm just guessing. But I know Bank of America is paying mainframe developers coming in the door $92,000. I know that might make you sick, Ed, but they're paying them $92,000 coming in the door. That's what they're paying.
Can you hear me, Dr. Say?
I can, and it's Cameron.
Oh, okay. I'm Jen. My name is misspelled Johnson.
Yeah.
I just want to clarify.
I remember you, Jen. I remember you.
Oh, hey. Okay. I have a question to make sure I understand. Are you saying that a college degree is not important? Or
I didn't say that now. Don't put words in my mouth.
I'm not trying to. That's why I said clarification.
Go ahead with your question.
Because I am pursuing a degree.
Okay.
And I'm thinking I'm trying to decide if a degree is more important than being certified.
Now that is a tricky question. You asked me a trick question. I don't like to ask students trick questions. You asked me, you did something to me that I don't do to students. You asked me a trick question.
Oh, dang.
That's a trick question. Number one, I'm not going to say a degree is not important. It's not required, right?
Okay.
The last decision they made, the young man had a degree, but it really didn't make any difference that he had it because he didn't have any IT experience. So it's not required, right? Like I see several of you on here that have deep IT skills, but not an IT degree. So they're not going to, when they look at what you know how to do, it's all about now, what do I know how to do? That's what it is.
Okay.
But they're not, go ahead, I'm sorry.
Okay, I guess you're saying that to be certified is maybe as important as a degree, because when you're certified, you are demonstrating that you know, and also have the ability to do IT work.
Okay, so so let me give you a scenario. I'm not trying to be evasive, but I'm trying to answer this question as accurately as I can.
Okay.
Scenario. So I'm a student. I'm 22 years old, coming out of school. I've got a 3.0 GPA in comp sci, right? Match that against a person 22 years old that doesn't have a degree in comp sci, but has a certification in CCNA, MCNA, whatever. I don't know what the certifications are these days, et cetera. 2 or 3 certifications. I'm saying that now neither student has an internship. In my estimation, what I've seen from industry, those students are equal.
Oh, okay.
It depends on certification. It depends on how many you have. But I'm not going to say that the certifications are better. Let me tell you what I know is better. What you know how to do. That's better. It's always better. Because see, understand, a certification really doesn't validate that you know how to do anything. It just validates that you passed the test. It's all it validates. And companies know that. Just because you got a CCNA doesn't mean you can deploy a network. It doesn't mean that. It just means you passed an industry standard certification. So if you can demonstrate that, yeah, I can deploy this network, that's always best. But and really you can only get that through experience. Now, some people, and I'm looking at some people on online right now who come to mind, they really have done so much self-study and have done so much stuff independently. They're pretty good. They know how to do things. Mm-hmm. They can discuss this technology in depth. How I would deploy a network, how I would build a server, how would I build a WAMP server, how would I build a LAMP server, how would I deploy Linux, etc. They could talk that chapter and verse because they've done it. So those folks that is always best, but you can't get that without experience. In the industry, at least the people I work with, they're pretty realistic. BB&T is pretty realistic about what people need to know. the guy that they hired really didn't know a lot about Linux. We put him through like a crash course, but he picked up some buzzwords, but he didn't have any experience. But he was motivated. He was focused.
Okay.
He was focused. And he interviewed very well. That's another thing. You've got to convince corporate America, and Ed can relate to this, that you can walk the walk and talk the talk. And I can't help you with that. Either you know how to do it or you don't.
Okay.
Does that answer your question?
Yes, it does. Thank you. And one other comment I want to make. You were mentioning about the groups. I am very motivated. I'm in two groups, a networking group and a Linux group.
Okay.
And so I'm just so when I didn't hear anything, I'm just studying on my own. Because
now Ed has been looking for people to work in the networking group. So get with Ed. I mean, his email should be in the networking group, and just email him one-on-one and say, look, Ed, I want to work with you.
We are spoken.
Yeah.
Okay. But you are definitely right. It's not gonna come to you. You have to go and get it.
Got to go and get it.
The information is there. You have to be, take the time to like go and get it.
Right.
And you're definitely right about that.
Right. Now, some of you see on here, you guys have had jobs. You've got experience. So, you might not really need to participate in the learning groups, and that's fine. If you got some chops, I see several people on here who have deep chops. That's fine. But if you need some chops, you got to get them somehow. And I've done the best I can to show you how to get them, but I just can't do it for you. And like I said earlier, I'm doing like a self-study on machine learning now, and I got to go out and get the stuff. And like the difference between supervised learning, unsupervised learning. I didn't know that language until I started studying machine learning. But it's on YouTube. Everything you need is on YouTube, people. It's on YouTube. It's there. Or in one of these websites, like Tiambe was saying earlier on. Codecademy is a great place. There are a million of them. edX. What else do I use? Coursera. They have some free courses. So a lot of the stuff is either free or cheap. Udemy. Their courses like $10. Great courses. I see some heads nodding. Yeah. So yeah. Any other questions? Okay. I don't want to keep you guys. I don't believe in needlessly long meetings. But these jobs are real. If I can help you in any way, please email me, cwseay@gmail.com. And, this is what I'm going to be doing for the rest of my days, putting people in IT jobs. Because there's so many IT jobs that they're not all going to be filled when I draw my last breath. So I got plenty of work to do for the rest of my days. And I really enjoy it because I've had a great time in IT. I'm not even working now. I'm having the time of my life. It's a great life, great life. But I know somebody called me years ago, and they're online. They're on the call now. They told me how hard they were working. I said, well, I warned you. I tried to warn you. But they enjoy it. I've enjoyed the work. Just be ready for your phone to ring at 3:00 in the morning. Okay, if there's nothing else, I don't want to hold you guys. Hey, I want to thank everybody for showing up. It's real important that we get some good candidates for this first month. And I think I already have several, but if you want to be considered for this first month, when I send you the job description about the Windows admin jobs, just send me an email. And if I don't have your resume, send me your resume. If I have your resume, say, use your resume on file. I'm building a database to send to BB&T. And I look forward to working with all you guys.
I have a question, Dr. Cameron. Did you say that these jobs, some jobs are going to be available in August?
Yes.
Like next month?
Yes.
Oh, okay. And those jobs will be posted on on the website?
Yes.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, they will be. And BB&T is actually in the process of posting them now. Okay. I will make that link available when they send it to me.
Okay.
Yeah, and they're going to try to hire 8 a month. A little ambitious, but 8 a month for the next 12 to 18 months.
Okay. Oh, you know what? I have one last question. I want to belabor. Okay. Now, I know that the company is going to pick the best candidate for the position, but wouldn't a person, like there's 2 candidates, right?
Mm-hmm.
One candidate has a degree and certifications. The other candidate does not. Wouldn't they choose the one that's most qualified?
Well, they're going to choose the one that they see as is the best fit for their job. Now,
Okay.
I can't say what those criteria are going to be. It may be the person that doesn't have it just wowed them with their technical expertise, with their technical interview. So they have no certification, no degree, but they ask them some technical questions and they just knock their socks off. So I can't. I mean, yeah. There's no. This is heuristic. It's not algorithmic. Not algorithmic.
Okay.
And they have algorithms they use, but they go away from all the time. So in your case, they may have an algorithm that says, okay, person A has a degree and certifications, person B does not. Hire person A, but when they talk to person B, they're like, okay, we're going to ignore the algorithm in this case. So.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
It's great, and it's great seeing so many of you guys on here that I know. I mean, it's been a real pleasure working with you. I really love doing this. And tell your friends, if you're looking for a job, IT is not a hard field to get into, but it's hard if you're not willing to do the work, right? You got to understand some basic IT concepts, but it's a great field and it's not hard. I mean, you don't need a degree in nuclear physics to get an entry-level IT job. And IT pays pretty well. Okay, people, I'll be in touch, okay? Send me an email. Thanks for your time.
I want one last question. Edgar.
He can hear you. He can hear you.
Yes.
Can we talk? Because I've been trying to connect after this or something.
Yeah, I'll send our email out right now.
Okay.
Yeah, anybody that wants to learn about networking, Edgar really is the guy. He's on the Google Sheets. His email is there. Contact him. He's called me complaining that nobody wants to do anything. And come on, y'all. This stuff is not going to come to you. And it's not that hard. He's got all kinds of material that he's been working with. I've got material that I recommended. And he found some other material that really is pretty good. So Edgar's the guy for networking. And anybody who wants to step up in any area, Ed, feel free to step up in database. I don't know what your time is like, but feel free to step up in database. Kiambe, feel free to step up in coding. I mean, take a lead and help people, because this is about giving back, people. It's about giving back. I'm not getting a nickel from doing this. But people have been good to me. People have opened the path for me. And I feel obligated to help people come behind me. And you should too. If you're in a position where you're doing well, you should look back behind you and say, okay, who can I help now? Now, I'm taken care of, my family's taken care of. I want you to take care of yourself first. That's your first obligation. But once you get kind of situated, you make a good loot, you're stacking your chips, the rent's paid, the mortgage is paid, kids are in school. Then look around and see, who can I help? And I'm telling you, you're going to be better off for it. That has been the greatest blessing of my life, helping other people. Helping other people has been the greatest blessing of my life. So anyway, Jen, you got any other questions before I go? Because I want to make sure I answer all your questions.
Yeah, I have one private question.
Good.
And that's it.
Well, if you got a question, somebody else definitely has it. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. This is the last question. Okay, now I currently have a master's degree, and I was debating upon should I get a second master's in IT or go for my PhD. in some type of business technology.
How are you gonna pay for it?
Well, I'm thinking that at that level, the school pays for it.
Okay.
You know, they provide you with teaching assistantships and I don't know what else.
Those aren't as easy to come by as they lead you to believe. But if somebody else is gonna pay for it, more education is always better than less. But student called me a couple of months ago, and he's a programmer at IBM now, making pretty good money. And he was asking me about getting a master's in comp sci. And I said, well, how are you gonna pay for it? I said, I was gonna borrow the money. So IBM pays for school, but it's unit by unit. His particular unit didn't pay for it, right? Not only did I say no, I said, hell no. Don't borrow any money. Don't borrow money to go to school at all. Period. End of story. But if somebody else wants to pay for it, let them pay for it. No problem. I don't know what's going to be worth to you. I don't know what's going to be worth to you, but that's fine. That's something you have to answer for yourself, because you don't need a degree to make money. But I got 5 degrees, so I'm not going to talk against people getting degrees, and I don't regret any of mine. And they're all from public universities. But in and of itself, degree has stopped being the solution to these problems. It really has. And a lot of people aren't aware of that. The degree has stopped being the solution to the career problem. It's just not anymore, because everybody's got them. And people are going in the hole to get them. And that's just crazy. It's gotten really crazy. Average kid leaving A&T owes over north of $30,000. My data's old. My data's 2 years old. So when I looked at the data, it was $30,000 that they owe coming out of school. Doesn't make sense.
Well, there are a lot of scholarships for IT. You have to pay for it. I see them all over the place.
Well, apparently, most of the folks I know don't know about them, because everybody I know is in the hole. When I ask my students in class, and I have classes 30 at a time, 30 each semester, and when I ask them who owes money, every hand goes up. Every hand goes up.
Oh my God!
Every hand. And I said, now, how many of you have had conversations with somebody at university about how you're gonna pay this money back? Every hand stays down. So apparently, pass that information along. If that money's so easy to come by, please pass it along, because I know a lot of people that could use it. What a lot of people don't know is the student debt now is over $1.5 trillion. That's with a T. $1.5 trillion. And a lot of that money is never going to be paid back other than by the taxpayer. It's a problem. So I don't recommend anybody borrowing money to go to school for anything. I'm sorry. You can go to community college out of pocket, work 2 jobs, pay for a quarter, go a quarter, pay for a quarter, go for a quarter. I don't recommend anybody to borrow money to go to school for anything. I don't care if it's nuclear physics, for anything. But if somebody else is going to pay for it, fine, it's easy. But don't ask me to tell you what the return on their investment is going to be, because I don't know. I really don't know. But I'm a believer in education. I believe in education. I'm just not a big believer in debt, particularly when the ROI is kind of funky. Good question, though. I see several of my A&T students, and my A&T students are mad. They borrowed a whole lot of money, and a lot of people have not helped them to figure out how they're gonna pay it back. It's just like it's like a question that doesn't come up. They're coming out 40 grand in the hole, and nobody wants to talk about how they gonna pay the money back. That's kind of funny. And that's kind of one of the reasons there's several reasons. That's one of the reasons I'm not there now. But we know that this call is not to go into that. You guys didn't call for me to go on a political tirade. But the best answer I can give you your question is, if somebody else is gonna pay for it, Go ahead. If you can fit into your schedule, fine. Under no circumstances you borrow money. None. I can't think of any scenario that now where you should borrow money to go to school. I'm sorry. Can't think of any. Can't think of any. I can't think of a reason why a student should take out a loan to go to college. I just can't. I'm sorry. Because there's too much you can get at a community college to get you a job that you can pay for out of pocket. And then when you get when you finish community college, if you want to go ahead and get a bachelor's degree, make that call. But get a job first. Get a job and then be able to pay for it. Get a job and go a semester, pay for a semester. Do it like that. Any other questions or comments? Okay, I like to keep these calls under 45 minutes, but thank you so much. I appreciate you guys. Appreciate you guys being on here.
Thank you.
Yeah, and we'll have a call probably sometime in first couple of weeks of August. When I get some information from BB&T.
Okay.
Take care. Be safe, y'all. Be safe.
You too. Thank you.
You're welcome. Very welcome.